Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, I want you to just, for a moment, forget everything you think you know about what a tech startup is supposed to look like.
Oh, okay. Reset the mental model.
Completely. Because usually when we crack open the source material on a successful software company, we see the same playbook. It's aggressive.
It's always move fast and break things.
Exactly. Burn cash, chase users, max out retention metrics, whatever it takes to get to that unicorn status.
Even if it means, selling off everyone's data to get there, it's the standard model.
Precisely. But today, the documents we're looking at, website archives, founders' notes, product portfolios, they tell a story that's just operating on a totally different frequency.
A different operating system, you could say.
Yeah. Imagine a tech company where the core value isn't dominate the market, but a Javanese philosophy. Mlampah in Tresno.
Which is such a striking phrase. You just don't see that in a corporate mission statement.
Yeah.
And for anyone listening, we should probably translate that right up front.
Please go ahead.
It means walk with love.
Walk with love, not scale with aggression.
Not code with speed, no. It sounds almost too soft for the tech industry, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
But that is the genuine driving force behind the company we're looking at, Flagodna Developer Labs.
And we should probably say this might not be a household name for you yet, especially if you're outside the Southeast Asian tech scene.
Right, but they are making serious waves. The data we have here is pretty compelling.
It really is. I mean, as of January 2026, F6S, which tracks startup growth, ranked them as the #4 game development startup in Indonesia.
Wow, #4.
That's not just a participation trophy. That's real market presence in a super competitive region.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. How did they get there? We're going to explore how a solo coder's quest to just build things that matter turned into this top-ranked company.
And the product mix is fascinating. We're talking privacy tools, faith-based apps, games.
It seems all over the place at first.
It does. You see Islamic prayer apps next to, Linux developer tools, and you think, how do these connect? But there's a thread.
A golden thread.
It's not just about code. The sources all point to this idea of intention. Flagodna seems to be asking, where are we going, and are we walking there with compassion?
Let's start at the beginning then, because it started very, very quietly back around 2020.
Right, and there's no garage myth here. No maxed out credit cards or frantic pitches to VCs.
So what was it?
It was just a person, alone in a room, writing code, fixing bugs for apps that frankly, nobody was really downloading at first.
The source material even quotes the founders saying they were publishing apps that almost no one noticed.
Which is so honest.
You never hear that. People usually bury their early failures.
Exactly. And it shows the motivation wasn't about fame or millions of downloads. It was about trying to build something helpful.
That seems to be the pivot point. The founder talks about asking this one core question. What if I could create something that makes someone's life easier or strengthens their faith?
And that question, that's basically the company's DNA now. It totally shifts the focus from how do I get value from a user to how do I add value to a user's life.
And this solo project, it eventually grew up. In 2025, it became Flagodna Developer Labs.
Now, usually that's the point where the soul of a project gets diluted.
Right. Shareholders, quarterly targets, monetizing every pixel.
We see it all the time. An app is great, then it gets bought, and suddenly it's just riddled with ads. But here, the opposite seems to have happened.
How so?
Incorporation actually seemed to lock in their values. They list 4 pillars: innovation, quality, collaboration. And then the 4th one,
Mlampah in Tresno.
Mlampah in Tresno, compassion, respect, love. They literally made love a pillar of their corporate governance.
Okay, that's easy to say. Let's see if they actually do it. Let's look at the products, starting with the biggest part of their portfolio, the faith ecosystem.
This is where that mission to strengthen faith becomes very literal. They've built this whole suite of Islamic apps.
And I want to start with a tiny one because the backstory is so perfectly human. It's an app called Hijri Today.
The little widget, right?
Yes. The origin wasn't market research. It wasn't some focus group. It was the founder's mother.
I love this story.
She just wanted an easy way to know the Hijri date, the Islamic calendar date, while she was at home.
A simple, real-world problem.
So the founder builds her a lightweight widget. It's a tool born from a son trying to help his mom. And now that little widget helps thousands of people.
And what's key there is the lack of friction. It's a widget. It sits there passively. It serves you without demanding your attention. That's a form of walk with love right there, respecting the user's time.
Speaking of respect, we have to talk about Fast to Quran. The App Store is flooded with Quran apps. It's a crowded space.
It is. So why build another one? The differentiator here is what I call digital sanctity.
Digital sanctity. I like that. Break that down.
Okay, so imagine you're trying to have a moment of spiritual reflection. You're reading scripture. You open an app, you finish a verse, and then bam.
A loud video ad for a casino game.
Exactly. A zombie survival game, whatever. It completely shatters the moment. It feels profane.
Yeah, incredibly intrusive.
Fast to Quran is ad-free. And that sounds like a small feature, but in this context, it's a huge philosophical choice. They're actively refusing to monetize your prayer time.
They're leaving money on the table.
A lot of it. But they're building trust instead. Plus, they use the official Indonesian government translations, so the content is reliable. The whole design is meant to be a sanctuary.
And the ecosystem goes deeper. It's not just the Quran. They have an app called Hadisku.
Right, for the sayings of the Prophet. And this one is interesting from a technical side because it's not just a collection of quotes. It includes the complete hadith from 14 imams.
Okay.
But the crucial feature is Sanad status verification.
For listeners not familiar with Islamic scholarship, why is Sanad a big deal?
Sanad is the chain of transmission. It's the who heard it from whom, all the way back to the source. It's the proof of authenticity, including that shows they aren't just scraping quotes off the internet, they're building a tool for serious study.
That's a level of detail that shows real care. Then there's Mlampah.
The daily good deeds tracker.
It's basically a habit tracker, which is a very Silicon Valley idea, but they've reframed it.
Totally. Instead of tracking your steps or your productivity, you're tracking your spiritual self-reflection. It's using modern tech mechanics for the soul.
They even drill down into very specific communities. I saw apps for the MTA, Majlis Tafsir Al-Quran.
This is where you see the community service angle. They have an app with an archive of brochures from this group going back to 1995.
1995, that's digital archaeology.
It is. And think about the ROI on that. For a startup, digitizing 30-year-old paper brochures is a terrible business move. It's tedious, the audience is small.
But if you're walking with love for that community,
then preserving their history is an act of service. It's invaluable.
Okay, so they're incredibly strong on the faith side, but this is where our deep dive takes a sharp turn. Because if you keep scrolling their product page, you leave the mosque behind and you walk straight into a server room.
It's a bit of whiplash, isn't it? Suddenly it's web browsers, file sharing tools, developer utilities.
It feels disconnected. How do you get from a Quran app to a privacy browser?
I actually think this is where the philosophy becomes even clearer. If you love your users, you want to protect them.
Protect them from what?
From the modern web, from the surveillance. Look at Lens Browser. They bill it as lightweight, privacy-focused. It's got ad blocking, automatic history cleaning.
And anti-fingerprinting. I hear that term a lot. What does it actually mean for a normal person?
So even if you block cookies, sites can identify you by combining bits of data, your screen size, your fonts, your battery level. That's your digital fingerprint.
That's creepy.
It is. It's how they track you across the web. Anti-fingerprinting scrambles that data so you just look like everyone else. You blend in.
So Lens Browser is basically a shield.
It's digital hygiene. The web is full of trackers and bloat that spy on you. Building a browser that strips that all away is an act of care. It's saying, I don't want you to be exploited.
That connects right back to the ad-free Quran app. It's about removing the noise.
Exactly. Removing the bloat. And that leads right to FastyShare.
Right, the offline file transfer tool. This one caught my eye.
It's so important for accessibility. We take constant high-speed internet for granted. But in many parts of the world, connectivity is expensive or just unreliable.
Or maybe you just don't want to upload your private photos to some random cloud server to get them from your phone to your laptop.
Exactly. It's about data sovereignty. FastyShare works when the internet is down. It keeps your data local. It's a tool that serves you, not a corporation.
Even their developer tools, like the unofficial Jira and Warp UI apps.
They fit the theme. The descriptions talk about reclaiming your focus with a distraction-free experience. Even their work tools are about reducing cognitive load.
It's such a consistent pattern. Anti-distraction, anti-bloat, pro-peace.
Which makes their move into gaming so interesting, because mobile gaming is usually the absolute opposite of peace.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
The whole business model is designed to be predatory. Dopamine loops, loot boxes, dark patterns to get you addicted and keep you spending.
And Flagodna just says, no, we're not doing that. Look at their game, sheeply.
Even the name is calm. Sheeply.
It's a collection of peaceful mini-games. The goal isn't a high score. The stated purpose is stress relief, meditation breaks, and finding inner calm.
A game designed to help you relax and then stop playing. That's radical.
It is. It's gaming as a mental health tool, not a slot machine. And then you have Sukamo.
Susankata Motivasi. Motivational word puzzles.
Right. And it's a simple word game, but the content is what matters. The puzzles are made from motivational quotes, Quran verses, and hadith.
So it's edutainment with a spiritual twist.
It is.
Yeah.
Not just killing time. The reward for solving a puzzle isn't some digital currency, it's a piece of wisdom. You're reinforcing your values while you play.
It feels like they're trying to redeem every app category they enter.
That's why Mlampah Tresno is more than just a tagline. It's a filter. If a feature causes anxiety, they don't build it. If a model exploits data, they reject it.
But I have to be the skeptic here for a second. The startup world is aggressive for a reason, right? Because that's what works. Can you really walk with love and, pay the server bills?
It's a fair question. Benevolence is nice, but is it a business? Well, let's look at the receipts.
Okay, hit me with the numbers.
As of January 2026, their whole ecosystem has crossed 60,000 total downloads.
That's solid for an indie studio with no big marketing spend.
It is, but the more important number, I think, is the monthly active users. They have about 7,500 MAU.
So people are sticking around.
Yes. It shows retention. People are integrating these tools into their daily lives. And then there's the industry recognition we mentioned.
The #4 ranking in game development.
From F6S, yeah. It proves you don't have to be predatory to be competitive. You can build a sustainable business by serving an audience with genuine respect.
And it looks like they're not stopping. I see a project here in their roadmap that feels like the ultimate expression of all this. The Muslim launcher.
This is the big one.
So for anyone on an iPhone, a launcher might be a foreign concept. Can you explain what it is?
Sure. On Android, the launcher is your home screen. It's the grid of icons, the app drawer, the widgets. It's the front door to your entire digital life.
So if you change the launcher, you change the whole feel of your phone.
You change the entire environment, and Flagodna calls this project a new digital boundary.
That sounds ambitious. What would a Muslim launcher even do?
We don't have all the details, but you can imagine. It's about aligning your phone's interface with your faith and your intention. Imagine a home screen that doesn't just bombard you with notification dots.
So your phone becomes a tool for focus, not a portal to distraction.
Exactly. What if it automatically grayed out distracting apps during prayer times? What if it put your good deeds tracker front and center instead of TikTok?
You're creating an environment where the default behavior is a healthy one.
It's the ultimate expression of their philosophy. Right now, the device is the master. It buzzes, we jump. This is about making the device a servant to your higher values.
That is a massive undertaking.
It is. But for a company that started with a guy trying to help his mom, it feels like the natural next step. They've built better apps, now they want to build a better container for them.
So what's the big takeaway here?
I think it's about integration. Modern life forces us to separate our spiritual life from our tech life.
Right. We assume you have to put the phone down to be spiritual.
But Flagodna shows that's a false choice. You can build tech that serves the spirit, the mind, and the heart all at once. The privacy tools, the faith apps, the calming games.
They aren't in conflict.
They're all part of the same thing. They prove that benevolence can be a business model. You can build technology that respects the human soul.
It's a really refreshing story to cover. We spend so much time analyzing tech that's designed to hook us or exploit us.
It's nice to find tech that just wants to walk with you.
Walk with love. So here's my final thought for you to chew on. We have been trained to expect our technology to demand something from us. Our attention, our data, our money. The relationship is transactional.
Or even parasitic, yeah. We've just accepted that as the price of admission.
We have. But what would the digital world actually look like if more developers adopted Mlampah in Tresno? What if your browser and your games were built not for engagement metrics, but simply because the person who made them loved you enough to want you to have peace?
Now, that is a world I would very much like to log into.
Me too. Thanks for diving in with us today.
A pleasure as always.
See you next time.